Summary of Gorilla, My Love by Toni Cade Bambara. Hazel is in the front seat with her granddaddy, Uncle Hunka Bubba, and baby Jason while they are driving. Granddaddy calls her Scout because she is carrying the map and traveling, but Hazel tells the reader that this is not her real name. She is sitting in the front because the peanuts in their bags moving around in the back scares her. Hunka Bubba, who is changing his name back to Jefferson Winston Vale, much to Hazel's dismay, talks a lot about the young woman he is going to marry while they are driving. He shows Hazel and baby Jason a picture of the woman, but Hazel finds the whole thing dull and annoying. But she is drawn to the movie theater in the background of the shot. This reminds her of a time she went to the Washington, a different theater. Hazel remembers going to the movies with her brother's baby Jason and Big Brood to see the movie Gorilla, My Love. Hazel and her brothers have more potato chips to remember her, and Hazel likes to blow up and pop the bags to annoy the teachers. When the movie starts, Hazel learns that the theater is showing King of Kings, a movie about the life of Jesus, not Gorilla, My Love, which was promoted. She is very angry at the adults who run the show and can't stand it when they try to trick her. She and the other kids in the audience start to yell and run around in protest, but the theater staff sends out their scariest lady, whom the kids call Thunderbuns, and the kids stop right away. Hazel watches a movie about Jesus' life and death while she stews in silence and thinks about how her family would save Big Brood if he were on the cross. She thinks that her father will call for a ladder while her mother and aunts hit the Romans with their purses. After the movie is over, Hazel and her siblings march to the manager's office to ask for their money back. Big Brood, however, thinks he needs to go to the bathroom and leaves his siblings. Hazel talks to the boss, who she thinks looks like a bad guy from a TV show. He tries to get her out of his office, but she won't go because she thinks of how her mother stood up to her racist teachers. The boss won't give Hazel her money back, so she takes some of his matches and sets fire to the snack stand, which shuts down the theater for a week. Later, Big Brood's big mouth gets Hazel in trouble with their parents. Hazel tells Daddy not to beat her for setting fire to the theater by saying that he and Mama taught her to be true to her word, and if you say Gorilla, My Love, you're supposed to mean it. She was just being honest and not letting the show get away with nothing. Hazel's dad puts his belt back on, and she says that her parents often let her argue her point of view and give in when she is right. Hazel asks Hunka Bubba if he plans to marry his love after seeing a picture of her. He says yes. When Hazel's uncle makes her angry, she tells him that he promised to marry her years ago. She tells him that once, when he was watching her and her parents were stuck in a storm, he told her that she was the cutest thing that ever walked the earth and that he was going to marry her when she grew up. Hunka Bubba is confused for a moment, and then he says that she is just a little girl and that he was just kidding when he said he would marry her all those years ago. This makes Hazel even more upset. Granddaddy reminds her that Hunka Bubba said he would marry her, but the man she is with now is Jefferson Winston Vale. Hazel starts to cry because she feels misled, and baby Jason joins her. She feels better because he's there for her, and she thinks about how important their friendship is when adults betray them.
About the author. Toni Cade Miltona Merkin-Cade was born in Harlem, and she was raised by a single mother. She got her BA in Theater Arts and English from Queens College and her MA in Modern American Writing from City College of the City University of New York. While she was getting her master's, she worked as a social worker and an occupational therapist. Later, Bambara taught at City College, Spelman College, and Rutgers University. In 1969, she took the name Bambara after finding it in a sketchbook belonging to her great-grandmother. She released and edited The Black Woman, an anthology in 1970. It was a collection of writings by African American women from different classes. In 1972, she put out her first collection of short stories, called Gorilla, My Love. She went to Cuba and Vietnam from 1973 to 1975 to learn about the political movements of women in each country. In her second collection of short stories, The Seabirds Are Still Alive, 1977, and her first book, The Salt Eaters, 1980, themes of race, gender, and class justice were also very important. In 1981, the second book won the American Book Award. In the 1980s, Bambara moved to Philadelphia and created 2 books and 9 screenplays. She died at 56 from colon cancer.
Hope we summarized it fully and you liked it. Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that we are motivated to create more videos.